Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for the introduction, Wayne. I am so passionate about supporting Black and Brown men in their own mental health. I'm the founder and CEO of Liberate, a meditation app that was designed and created to support the Black community in developing a daily meditation habit. And we've supported tens of thousands of folks all around the world in helping and supporting their own mental health. And so I'm here today to talk about an interesting topic for men and Black and Brown men in particular, which is our relationship to ourselves, our emotions, and our capacity to love ourselves. And really to share also about how us focusing on these different areas that aren't so prevalent in our community can really help us become the leaders that we're destined to be. So first, I just want to just invite y'all to check in with yourselves. So just inviting you to just close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. Taking a big breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. And just taking a moment to check in with your body. If you feel any tension, any physical sensations, in any parts of your body, starting from the top, the crown of your head, moving down your face, in your shoulders, torso, the abdomen, and your feet on the floor. And just taking a big breath, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling out of the mouth. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So what I noticed in my own body scan was a lot of tension on my shoulders, a lot of tension in my lower back, tension in my face. And so I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling very anxious. And so in this moment, I'm just curious if y'all want to pop in the chat what you noticed about your body, any emotions that showed up, maybe fear, sadness, anger, joy, excitement, gratitude. But just if you feel compelled, popping in the chat, how do you feel? And I think what's really interesting is when we get to acknowledge our own emotions that are present, we give permission for others to do the same. You know, I noticed when Wayne was sharing more about what was present for him, he said he was anxious, and I love that that was beautiful. I think that that was really beautiful because it gives me even much more permission as a man to also share what's present for me. And I love where I'm seeing tension in the jaw, calm, super grateful, tension in the shoulders, anxiety. And so as men, we carry a lot of these emotions so much throughout our day, this pressure, this stress, and we never really acknowledge it. And then the buildup of these emotions that never really get acknowledged actually impact our psyche and our mental health because the energy gets trapped in the body. And so our mind has a really deep connection with our body. So then we walk through these days feeling all of this pressure and stress, and then we disconnect and try to numb out. For me, in my own internal life, I have spent a lot of time numbing out from these overwhelming emotions. Uh, when I was younger, before I really started to invest in my own personal development, I used to numb out with alcohol and cocaine. And it wasn't until I really started to spend time with myself that I started to see, really, at the end of the day, what I am looking for is love, connection, and safety. And so this has been my journey, is addressing this trauma that I've experienced in my childhood, to feel more at home in myself. And one of the most interesting parts about this journey, as I get to share more people feel safe around me to really look at some of these challenging parts, this pain and the suffering that we carry. And before I dive more into that, I really want to also make a note that in some ways we also cap our capacity to experience gratitude and joy. I know for me, as I look at my own relationship to joy and gratitude and feeling some of these positive feelings, there's a part of me that limits my capacity to feel these positive emotions because I was never given the permission to do the same. And so I just want to honor the men. If you're feeling good and you notice a lot of kind of other feelings that are present, but just to allow yourself to feel that gratitude. When do we have this moment to really talk about these challenging, maybe not talked often topics? And I know a lot of other speakers will have great things to say, but man, I just love being connected to other men, because it is this sense of safety that allows me to step into more of my power as a man. When I feel safe, I can really step out and really talk about the things that are challenging, and then also own my own power as a man. One of the things that I've been changing more recently is my relationship to my bigness and power. As a child, I was severely bullied for my alopecia areata. I had bald spots growing up. And I remember in middle school, um, I changed my hair to be more like the other Dominicans in the school and other Black men in the school, to kind of this Afro shape. But in that transition of my hairstyle, my bald spots were more present, and I didn't even know that. And so when I walked into the school, one of the kids that I wanted to be so a part of, to be accepted by him, saw the bald spot and laughed at me, and then proceeds to grab me to all the other cool kids in the hallway, and then everyone is laughing at me in the hallway. And for me, as I share that, I'm noticing a lot of sadness, for that boy who experienced that. And in my own healing, what I've learned is that trauma that I experienced in that moment still lives in me today, because I haven't really addressed it. And so anytime that I want to get big, anytime I really want to show off myself and really talk and speak to the things that I care about, such as what we're talking about today, there's a part of me that feels this deep, deep fear. This fear that when I tap into is really about being scared of rejection, being scared of being laughed at again. And so my invitation for the men in the room is, when you notice that there is this deep fear, it's an invitation for you to really spend time with your inner child. In psychology, there's this concept of the inner child, that most of the trauma that we experience when we're younger really shapes our perspective of the world. And what I found in my own healing, the more that I can spend time with this little boy who experienced all this pain and lack of love and acceptance and validation, is actually asking for me to spend time with him. And the more that I can love that part of myself that feels this pain and this fear, the more that I get to step into really who I'm meant to be. And so I'm just curious, like, as you're hearing me share about some of my own challenges with my own kind of childhood and growing up, what are maybe some of the challenges that you experience? And not that you have to share this. I mean, actually, if you feel called to and feel like you want to step into being vulnerable, what are the challenges that you've experienced in childhood that you think might be impacting your life today? And actually, what I'd like to do, even in this moment, is to guide us in another short meditation to connect into that inner child. I know a lot of men said that they're experiencing tension, anxiety, and fear, and some gratitude. Um, yeah, let's just take a few minutes and really connect to ourselves, because I really want you to walk away with some tools that you can use when you experience these heightened emotions. So again, just closing your eyes, taking a big deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. And then just bringing your attention back to the physical sensation that you were experiencing in your own body. Might have been tension in the jaw, which is where a lot of stress lives, tension in the shoulders, which is again where a lot of stress lives, maybe warmth in the heart, maybe feelings of nervousness in the gut. Just bringing your attention to whatever you're feeling in the body. We're being mindful of what's present and just holding space for what we're feeling. No judgment, just being present with it. I'm noticing again tension in my shoulders, tension in my face, feeling fear. Now I want you to bring into the space in your mind with your eyes closed a visualization of you as a child. I have this picture of me as a little boy with a backpack on, and so I'm seeing him with this hairstyle, this clothes that he used to wear. Hmm. And just being present with him, this visualization. And I see him crouched over with his hands over his arms, over his legs, and with his face in between his knees because he's feeling fear. He's feeling alone. And as I share that, maybe just checking in with your little boy and seeing how he feels. What's his expression? And then what I'm doing now is just sending my little boy some love, uh, kid who was never really accepted or validated and felt alone a lot of his life. And sometimes sending love to that inner child is really just being present with what he's feeling, because no one has really ever been with him or paid attention to him in that capacity. Just taking a big, deep breath. Inhaling through the nose again. And exhaling out of the mouth. And coming back when you're ready. Thank you, men, for allowing me to bring you there. Some of you may have felt completely disconnected to that meditation, which is completely okay. It's a muscle to grow, to be with yourself in that way. And I'm looking at some of the men who are sharing, and I just feel for you. I feel for you deeply. Timothy, Sid, Anthony, Jeremy, thank you so much for your vulnerability. And just one thing that I'd like to leave all of you with is that our capacity to open ourselves up to ourselves and others grows this capacity for us to feel more at home, at peace, and joy. Because as men, because we haven't been taught these tools to open up and connect, we go at life alone. We go at life alone feeling like it's just me here. No one else feels my pain. No one else is here to support me. Even though we may have people around us who love us, we're not able to really receive that love and support because we keep people away. I've kept people away for such a long time. And as I try to understand what's all of that about, it's because of my own trauma as a child, specifically physical abuse and sexual abuse. And so, I just really wish for all of y'all to accept the invitation to connect back with ourselves, connect back to this capacity that we all have to love ourselves deeply and to feel supported by our communities and to receive the support and have the vulnerability to ask for help and to acknowledge what we need, because it's all there for you. It's all there for you. And I just really want every man to know that in this call today, that you are not alone. You may be going through some of the most challenging mental health times, but you are not alone. So thank you. Thank you for providing me the space and the time. One thing I'm going to leave in the chat is a retreat that me and a brother of mine actually on this chat, Jeremy, are putting together. And we're really looking towards helping other men connect back to themselves and really create that fellowship and brotherhood so that we don't have to all go through life alone. And in healing our relationship with ourselves, heals our relationships to the loved ones in our lives, our colleagues, just the people who really want to see us succeed in life. So thank you all. I'm dropping the link to the retreat in the chat right now. You can find my social channels at that page. Blessings. Thank you, everyone.